Hi, my name is Jennifer Riolo. This is for my effective speech class. The topic I chose for my persuasive speech is the negative effects that social media has on us. Here are my flashcards. So let's get right to the topic. Without social media, without computers, without all these platforms, we would not be able to participate in this online class. We need the YouTube part to upload our speeches. So to say that social media and the newer technology that we have today is a minute thing would be underestimating it. It's a very major thing. We're going to talk today about the effects that social media has on us. First, let's talk about some positive things that social media can bring into someone's life. So the first thing is I joined social media so I could stay connected with my friends and family that live out of state. I want them to see my children grow up. I want them to see everything. I don't want them to miss out on a thing. I want them to, when they see us, feel very connected. So I joined a social media platform so that I could share my life with them. So it closes the gap created by distance. My sister, when she comes to visit once a year, she feels like she knows my family. She knows everything that's going on. She doesn't miss a beat. We love that. That's great. It keeps us close. Social media is good. You can learn a lot of things on social media. You can educate yourself on pretty much how to do anything. There's videos and stuff like that. You can find your voice. You can communicate. You can join groups with people of the same interest. You may not feel alone. You get to spread the news. Hey, I'm getting married, or hey, we're having a baby. It's also good if you're starting a new business. It's the first place I would go if I was starting a new business because you can build your business just from social media. How many people share a post of a friend who made something or, does crafts, and then you can sell your goods. So there are good points to social platforms. But today I'm going to tell you why there's more negative effects on social media and why it's bad for us. So, anxiety is the part of the new connectivity. According to Turkle, who wrote the book Alone Together, which is one of the books that I used as a reference. So, let me ask you guys a question. How do you feel after spending time on social media? Because 59% of Americans are connected to social media. There are lots of studies. I read lots of studies and information. So anxiety and depression are the major downfalls of social media. So how do you feel after spending time on it? Ask yourself that question. Inadequate. Let's talk about that for a minute. So you feel inadequate because it's spring break and your neighbor just took her kids to a Disney vacation and you are stuck in gloomy Utica, New York. So you don't feel like you maybe were able to give your children what your neighbor gave their children because you chose not to go. So that makes you a little sad. It also makes you really depressed when you think about it. You're watching everybody go away on spring break, but you didn't go away. And so now you're sad and you're depressed and you're thinking, well, why didn't I go? Why couldn't I go? Well, you could go. We all make the choices that we could do it, but you decided not to for whatever reason, and now you feel left out, which is my next topic of isolation. So everybody went away on spring break. You're sitting home alone, scrolling through your phone or Facebook or Instagram, whatever. And everybody's having fun, and you're sitting at home scrolling on your phone. It's going to make you feel very lonely. Another thing that people get anxiety over is when you start your Facebook page or your, Instagram page or whatever, you have an idea of the parameters you want for your social profile. You might be saying, oh, well, I'm not going to accept anybody from high school, or I don't want to be friends with this one or that one. So this causes a lot of anxiety in people. Who do I want to be friends with? Okay, so do I accept a friend request? Do I send it? What if I send it and they don't accept it? That's going to make me feel really bad about myself. And then, oh my gosh, I don't like that person. I don't want them to see my life. I hope they don't send me a friend request. Do you want to be friends on Facebook with your work coworkers, your boss, your friends from high school, your aunt? Do you want your great aunt who's very religious to see what you do every minute of the day? You're going to feel judged, right? So, what do you do if your boss sends you a friend request? Do you want them to know what you do on your free time? Do you want them to watch every move you make to see what you think is funny, what you get enjoyment out of? Maybe you're going to share a bad joke that they think is tasteless. Do you really want that? So, this causes a lot of pressure. So when there was a study in one of the books that I used called Alone Together by Turkle, and a study of college students, and they were afraid that colleges were going to create fake accounts so they could watch their students do bad things. So that leads us next to the next topic, which is privacy. When you have a social media platform, you have no privacy. Your friends are sharing what you're sharing what you're doing. Snapchat, people can take pictures. People are always taking pictures, taking videos on their phone. So just because you might not post something, you're going to be on the internet at some point. So you have no privacy. So who's watching? Are your coworkers watching? Are they judging? Again, let's get back to that. So there's a lack of privacy in the world that we live in today. Everything is recorded, everything is going to be on social media, and it's not going to go away when you delete it. Social media is forever. If it's ever been on the internet, you can find it. So now we have anxiety, we have depression, we feel like our privacy is invaded. There's always people watching. It's just okay. So now we're going to talk about stalking. So not everybody that is your friend on social media is your friend. They do not have your best interest at heart. People will know everything you're doing. Some people want to be your friend on Facebook, friend, so they can stalk you, so they can see what you're doing, but they're not really your cheerleader. So then we come into, well, are they really my friends? That's going to make us feel isolated, okay? All these people that you think are your friends, are they really your friends? If you get a flat tire, are they coming to save you? I don't know. I'm friends on Facebook with people that I've never even spoke to. I walk by them in the grocery store. We don't even say hi. I'm not quite sure why we're friends. I guess because they friend requested me and I accepted because I know their sister's aunt, but are they really our friends? So that's giving us a false pretense of um, who is really the true meaning of a friend. So self-esteem and mental health. This is my next topic. There is an increased rate of mental health issues and depression in the United States today. A lot of people say because of social media, because you are watching things that may not really be real. So we can use filters. We can make ourselves look like Dolly Parton or like a man with a beard or a baby. We can make our skin look flawless. Every social media platform has filters, has all these increased cosmetic procedure ads or reels, and everybody wants to look better now. We need, to look better. Nobody is happy with their appearance anymore. Facebook envy is a real thing, okay? We already talked about this in the beginning, and it makes people feel left out, like they're inadequate. So let's talk about time consumption. So some people feel if they spend too little time on their social platform, people are going to think their life is lame and they don't do anything and they don't have any friends. And then if you post too much on social media, then people are going to think that you're just showing off. So how many hours are we plugged in? Everybody should look at their screen time on their phone. If you go right to your settings, you can look and see how many hours we are plugged in every day. And I think you would be surprised because mine says 6 hours sometimes, and that's really sad. So even when we're with other people in groups, we're still plugged in. Everyone's taking pictures. Everybody's scrolling through their phones in the restaurants. It has completely decreased human interaction, human discussion, and that's pretty sad. So one thing I want to talk about real quick is if anybody doesn't remember, the Tamagotchi is the first interactive computer toy or item that came out, and you had to care for it, and it never shut off, and it was this 24-hour thing, and people became attached and developed feelings of love towards these computers because we care for things that we nurture. And this took a lot of time, and it took a lot of time away from children going outside and being children. And if you get the chance to just look up a Tamagotchi, I don't know if any of you guys will know what it is because it came out in the 70s and you guys were probably not around then. So just look it up. And it was this toy that took a lot of time from you. And when the kids went to school, they would hand it to their parents and say, here, you need to feed this. You need to care for it and hug it. And it would mature into an adult and like I said, very time consuming. So I think that we spend a lot of time on social media and we don't realize it. And to me, if you take all of these things, these topics that I just briefly touched on, and you really think about them, I want you to ask yourself, does social media cause more harm to you than it does benefits? And maybe we should unplug once in a while. So thank you for listening to my speech. I ran out of time. I'm so sorry. It went a lot faster than I thought it would be, but I really appreciate you listening and I hope you could get something from it. Thank you.